ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I am here to present my thoughts on Game 3 of the Vancouver Canucks versus the Montreal Canadiens series. Game 3 out of 9, something like that? Yeah, we're going to have to refine that as the series goes on. But the Montreal Canadiens defeat the Vancouver Canucks here with a final score of 5-2. This is a big one over here for Montreal because it displayed off a whole bunch of resilience and an ability to keep calm when things carried on. Now, for Vancouver, this really does hurt, because I'm sitting here as a primary Canucks fan after reading all the rhetoric about this hockey team, wanting to improve and wanting to take the next step, and trying to doubt all the people who throughout the 2020 offseason were saying the Vancouver Canucks took a step back with the losses of Markstrom, Tanev, Stetcher, etc. Well, I think it's very obvious now. This team has some work to do. They've taken a step back. They've taken 2 leaps back. It's not even funny here. And the Montreal Canadiens, being a superior team on paper, put them in a position to just absolutely carry over and take control of this hockey game. So, blanket statements right off the bat. We started the game off with an Edmundson versus Tyler Myers fight. Now, Tyler Myers was not disciplined for that hit on Joel Armia in the game 2 days ago. It was deemed a legal hit by the rules, which their explanation, primary point of contact, was intending to be the chest and all that stuff. It made sense to me. It's just the fact that a hit like that is, by definition, legal brings up another entire discussion about whether or not blindsided hits where you're losing by a lot in the last 2 minutes of a game are even worth allowing. So there's a whole other discussion to have there. By the book, the hit on Armia was deemed illegal by the NHL Department of Player Safety, and as a result, Myers had a target on his back coming into this game. He got rid of it right away by fighting with Edmundson. Okay, that's great. We don't have any more of this Myers stuff to deal with as the game goes on. But this game was defined early on by Elias Pettersson, and a lot of Pettersson stuff that happened on the power play specifically. Now, I will say the referees did put their whistles away towards the end of the game, but at the start of the game, we did have a few Montreal penalties, like always, because, of course, Montreal takes more penalties. But on the power play early on, Elias Pettersson was out there bobbling the puck on his stick 3 or 4 separate times in the same shift. It really wasn't great, and eventually things get turned around, and it's Nick Suzuki who gets the puck over from Brett Kulak, who passes it out in front. Very nice 1-0 goal on a slick Montreal passing play. We then had some more Vancouver Canucks pressure being applied after that. Tyler Mott missed an empty net that was off the side of the goal, off of a big scrum in front. The Canucks get a boatload of chances on Carey Price a little bit afterwards, but the Habs go out there and do their own damage on the shifts as well. Jeff Petrie just looks so dangerous when he's at the point. He's winding up. He's looking at where he wants to throw it to. It almost always results in a goal. It didn't here in this game, but it's just so dangerous watching Jeff Petrie on the blue line hold it. Nobody's challenging him, and then he's just looking to shoot it. We then had Corey Perry, who had made his entrance into the lineup, go over to the box for tripping Sutter. That call was really questionable, and it's a lot more of a reputation call in my opinion, because I don't really think Sutter was primarily tripped by Perry. He was spinning around, and I think he kind of lost his balance there. But either way, the Canucks go on the power play once again, which is even more painful in Habs fans' eyes because Josh Anderson got tripped by Edler earlier in the shift, but that wasn't called. But on the power play, Elias Pettersson came out there, and he whacked one off the post. That was the first of a few posts the Vancouver Canucks ended up getting here in this game. Elias ends up getting another shot that is thwarted away and not in. And then we had ourselves a break because the first period was over. The second period was all Montreal. Toffoli got several chances. He almost scored on an empty net. Suzuki got a penalty for throwing it over the glass, which had a lot of Canadians frustrated because they've been taking so many puck over the glass penalties. But on that power play, we had ourselves a strange moment. Hughes, in his own zone, gave the puck away. He's been doing that a lot lately, and it's really starting to get on my nerves personally. After the Canadiens take control, Evans comes in on a 2-on-1, he rips it off the post, and Tyler Toffoli ends up getting shoved by Hughes a little bit, and he rams Braden Holtby. Bo Horvat ends up going after him afterwards. They both go over to the box, and that play was just really unfortunate, man. Honestly, I don't really know if a lot of Tyler Toffoli's momentum was carried over because of the Hughes push. I do think it had a part of it, but at the same time, I don't really think there was anything that Toffoli could have done to try to stop a little bit earlier. Also, Holtby was a little bit out of his crease, so I don't really want to make this seem like I'm blaming any side here or whatever. Just kind of calling it how I'm seeing it personally. Elias Pettersson afterwards started to shoot a little bit more, but nothing was going in on Price. Carey Price looking very good towards the middle of that second period, though, and then you had yourselves Juolevi, because Olli Juolevi comes over here, he jumps up in the play, he hits the post after ripping one towards the goal. It's a 3-on-1 the other way after the puck ricochets out to center, and then all of a sudden it's Corey Perry looking for Kotkaniemi out in front. He passes it, but when he passes it, the back-checking Olli Juolevi's stick is there. Corey Perry's pass attempt goes off of Juolevi's stick and 5-hole on Braden Holtby. It's 2-0 Montreal. Corey Perry's first goal with the Habs. Olli Juolevi on a very just emotionally draining shift where he has a really good chance at one end and all of a sudden at the other end, his stick is the one that deflects it into the goal. And you think about Elias Pettersson at this time, too. A lot of people on the media, on the TV broadcast, and on social media, they're all calling this guy out because of the slump, the lack of goals, the lack of production, etc. The way he's playing doesn't really look like Elias Pettersson. And then all of a sudden, he gets the puck over at the blue line, top of the umbrella. He completely fumbles it. And Kotkaniemi comes in on a breakaway that Braden Holtby stops. And, this is the epitome of all that stuff. Elias Pettersson had a few giveaways in this one. Hughes had a few giveaways in this one too, that a lot of Canucks fans were looking at and saying, whoa, this team is just not gelling the right way. Once the third period started, though, a lot of that was kind of taken away because Elias Pettersson, he finally takes the puck in. And to be fair, he loses it on the break-in. It's eventually sent over to Miller down low, who finds Besser at the top. Besser over to Ben, he shoots it, and Petey is there to score it. He gets the tip. It's a little high, but there's no coach's challenge here or whatever. This was actually really fun because it was Hughes to Petey to Miller to Besser to Ben to Petey. A very nice goal where everybody on the ice got involved here. Elias Pettersson finally has his first goal of the year. It's 2-1 Montreal, and oh my gosh, Nils Hoglander just scored too. The Horvat line came right out afterwards. And the Horvat line just started cycling it like there was no tomorrow. Nils Hoglander with a really nice through-the-legs pass right in front to Horvat, who gets denied twice by Carey Price. Absolute stud in net Carey Price is. Horvat then sends it over to the point. The point shot is stopped up by Hoglander right at the hash marks. He waits, he backhands it, Price doesn't see it, it's in, it's a tie game. Hoglander with his second of the year, and then Gallagher scores off the Canucks. Turnover. Brendan Gallagher has a very, very nice snipe off of the Thomas Tatar steal. Vancouver turns it over again. The Canucks challenge for offside, but it was clearly not offside because when Thomas Tatar brought the puck over the line, sure, the guy on the other side was not over the line yet, but Thomas Tatar did not touch the puck until the players were over the line. So, yeah, it's not offside, it's onside. It's a good goal. Brendan Gallagher, absolute snipage right there, restoring the lead for Montreal. And then after the Vancouver Canucks extended a little bit more pressure in the offensive zone, you had JT Miller, who tried finding Tyler Myers, who was pinched in a little bit too deep, and it's picked off, and then Jonathan Drouin comes in on the breakaway and he scores. That's another first. We had Corey Perry's first of the year. We had Jonathan Drouin finally getting his first on the year as well. Very nice move to fake over and pull open the 5-hole on Braden Holtby. He gets it right to go. A lot of people are blaming Tyler Myers on this play because he was pinched in a little bit too deep. And honestly, while I understand the point that they're trying to get at, I think Myers was kind of anticipating Miller to control the puck properly and not give it away like that. But, it is what it is. It's a beautiful Jonathan Drouin breakaway goal, 4-2 Montreal. And then you had yourselves the Joel Edmundson goal a little bit afterwards where he just absolutely wrists it up and away over everybody. Right into the goal. It's 5-2 Montreal. And the Habs are going back home with a 4-0-2 record. Absolutely astounding here for Montreal. Really, really good hockey team. I'm starting to think they're going to be first in the division. Wait, did I say starting to? No, I'd been saying this entire time. As for Vancouver, though, I want to talk more about the Canucks tomorrow. And not really specifically about any one individual player. I was thinking about making a Pettersson video tomorrow, but he kind of scored today, so it's not really all too valid anymore. Although I do believe there are still some discussions to be had about his play is poor play once in a while, as well as Quinn Hughes and his play in his own zone specifically. But tomorrow I want to talk a little bit more about the Vancouver Canucks, but for the Montreal Canadiens, oh my gosh, you guys are absolutely on top of the world. And I apologize if anybody's out there saying, oh, Lego, you're too much of a Canucks homer, man. Why aren't you cheering on the Habs or whatever, being super hyped for them for scoring these goals? I want to be, you know? I normally would be. It's just, it's so demoralizing watching my favorite team in Vancouver be so bad, man. We're bad. We're really bad. These defensive turnovers, man. They're terrible. But either way, if you're a Canucks fan, talk to me in the comments what you thought about the night's performance. Hoglander looks great. Pettersson finally gets on the board. If you're a Habs fan, what do you think is in store next? The Habs haven't lost a regulation game yet. How long does that streak continue? Talk to me in the comments what you think. I hope you enjoyed. This was Host 99. And bye.